Hey guys, Jeff here from Whipbird Environmental, and I thought I'd do a quick little nursery tour video. Um, I'm trying to do these every month, although I did miss a month already. I'm doing this, but this is being filmed on December 27th. But it'll probably go up in early January. Yeah, I'm here in the greenhouse. I just wanted to quickly show what I have coming up as seed stock. I've got quite a bit of space in here to sow some more stuff, and then I'll take you over and show you all the tube stock that I've got growing as well. So to kick things off here, we've got Acacia maydeni. This is getting really large for the seed tray. I really need to get these potted on. That's one of the issues with acacias. They're very fast, so you've got to be really on top of them. But that's what makes them a really great revegetation species. They're very quick growing. They'll get some shade up. They're in the pea family, so they help with nitrogen fixing in the soil. This is one of my go-to revegetation species when it comes to acacias. There are other great ones in the area depending where you are, but the good thing about Acacia maydeni is it is a widespread species. It occurs in rainforests, it also occurs in woodlands, and occurs pretty much from the coast right to the escarpment, and so it's a really good versatile species. Like I said, it's very fast growing, helps build soil, and it's just a nice tree. It's also, for an acacia, quite long-lived. So some of the other common acacias like Mersey, they only go for about 5 or 10 years and they fall over, which is good in certain circumstances. I mean, that's their job. Their job is to get up, grow really fast, help do stuff in the soil, create shade, fall over, and allow light for other species to get up. But I like these because, especially if you're doing along near fence lines and stuff, you don't need to worry about them falling over and damaging fences or property. Over here we've got Paracodendron pruneosum, or the snowwood. So these again are ready to get tubed up, although they'll stay in these deep pots for a little bit longer. They're not as, I don't have to get to them quite as quickly as I have to get to these acacias over here. But they're a beautiful tree, nice little rainforest tree. And then here we've got some Alphatonia excelsa, or red ash, another great pioneer species. This is a great rainforest pioneer. They also do occur on fringes of other communities, but I'm growing them for their rainforest applications. They're a really beautiful tree. They're probably my second favorite local tree, so I'm excited to be growing some of them. So we drop down here, we've got some Melaleuca Amolaris. So in certain areas, like I think in WA, this is actually a problematic plant, but over here it's endemic, and it also forms the key species in an critically endangered ecological community, Melaleuca Amolaris tall shrubland. So where I am, it's really good to be growing some of these. I've got some places for these to go. As you see, we've got sort of mixed heights in the germination here, so what I'll probably do is go through and tube up all these tall ones and allow some of those smaller ones to get up and then tube them up. But I won't probably tube every single one of these plants up, because some of them probably just won't get much bigger than what they are now. So you do have to be a little bit cutthroat, especially when you've only got small space like I do. And then here we've got Indigo Australis. Again, this is another really common species across my area. It's really nice. I think it's a good garden plant as well, which is another reason why I wanted to try growing this. I got way better germination than I expected, which is why it's so thick. I sowed them really densely, and next time I'll sow them a bit thinner, because we're going to have some dampening off issues here. And again, I'm just going to go through and pick the strongest ones, tube them up first. I will give some of the other plants a bit of time to get up, and I'll probably thin out some of the really bad looking ones, just get rid of them, so I can make the most of what I sowed. But yeah, I'll just go for the strongest ones first and then go from there. Turning around now, I've got some Viola, I think this is Hederaceae, but it might be Banksia. I need to double check my ID on that one. But yeah, I just got a couple of divisions in here from different plants for some different genetics. I'd like to get a little bit more, but this is what I've got for now. And what I tend to do is just put them in one of these trays and let them creep along, and then I'll divide up off nodes. Don't often see this go to seed, But if I can get them to go to seed, then I'll collect that seed and sow it too for, again, better genetic variation. I'm mainly aiming to use these for garden applications, so division is fine. But for environmental applications, you really, if you can, you want to use plants grown from seed, because that's the best option. And then ideally on top of that, you want to be provenance seed, which means it comes from the local area. It doesn't have to be literally like the exact same site, but the general area. Elevation is important, so you don't want to be putting in, things say like a lily-pilly will grow near the ocean and also grow up on top of the escarpment. You don't want to use seed from the top of the escarpment to grow plants to go in at the ocean. They're not going to do as well. You're best off using seed from plants that are growing near the ocean, because they're genetically used to those conditions. Over here we've got some more Alphatonia excelsa. I just had some spare seed and a little bit of room in a tray, so I thought I'd just sow them in these little cell punnets and see how they go. I got some Thermida triandra over here, Kangaroo Grass. I've had absolutely no success with that, which, to be honest, I was kind of expecting. It was old seed for a grass species, and it just it wasn't properly processed, so it was hard to actually find out where all the seeds were, and I could tell when I was finding the seeds they weren't necessarily ready to go. But I thought I'd sow them anyway, see how they go. I've got some more seed which is more freshly collected by me recently. That seed wasn't collected by me, yeah, I'm surprised that we didn't get any germination. I thought I'd get at least maybe one or two, but yeah, that's how it is sometimes. But like I said, it was pretty old. Up here we got some Leptosperm and Morrisonia, which is one of the tea trees. This isn't a super common species in the area, but it does grow on rainforest margins, up around like sort of the foothills and lower escarpment areas. Even some of the higher escarpment areas. It's a nice little tree. I sowed pretty lightly in here. I had some mixed results of germination, but what has germinated is looking really healthy, so I'll let these grow on a little bit before tubing them up. Got one tetragonioides over there, which is warrigal greens. So I was a little bit shocked at how little germination I got out of them, but that's what happens sometimes. And then here, I don't know why the middle punnet hasn't come up, but the other plants have all come up. This is ruby saltbush. I can never say the botanical name of it, so I won't try. But it's a great little coastal plant. It's really beautiful. It's underutilized, I think, personally. It's a really nice plant. It has a succulent style look, but it isn't an actual succulent. It has these really nice little red berries which look a bit like tomatoes, but they're really small, and you can eat them. They're quite salty. Yeah, they're just a cool little plant. I just wanted to try growing it. I'd never done it before, so I just a little bit of seed, just to see how they go. Yeah, I don't know why the middle ones didn't germinate. Okay, so quickly over here, we've got some Aquinopogonovitis. I like to call that echidna grass, although its actual common name is hedgehog grass. It just doesn't make sense to me for an Australian native species. But I won't go into that rant. Then we've got over here some Cryptocarya glaucescens. I think I haven't lost any of these ones yet, which is really good. Some of them I was a little bit worried about because the plants were pretty small when I put them in, like this little one at the back here. But yeah, they're doing quite well. They're in a spot getting a little bit more shade than the other ones, so I'm sort of seeing how they go in more sun versus more shade once they've been tubed up. There got some old tomato plants and stuff back there that I've got to clear out. There's also some perennial chamomile there as well. I've got to clear this area out. This is essentially my shade house. It gets a lot of dappled light throughout the day. It saves me having to put up an actual structure, but I need to also prune these silly Leptosperms back first. Yeah, this will be, I fit quite a bit of tube stock here, a few hundred plants, and that way when things come out of the greenhouse, they get potted up, put here for a few weeks, and then moved over to the full sun area. And then I also have an overflow area which I haven't utilised yet. Alright, so this is the main tube stock area. I'm surprised to see there's no lizards on it. The water skinks like to come out here and bask on top of the plants. You see it's somewhat tidy. I've been doing stuff this morning, so it's a little bit messy, but I'll start over here, I guess. So I've Got some Phacinia nodosa that desperately needs to go out and get in the ground. It was supposed to go out, but with all of the COVID stuff, all the plantings didn't go ahead. We got some plants. These are Cerchrysum bracteatums that I recently tubed up. I've lost a couple, but the rest of them look like they're going to take. A little bit of Lemandula longifolia over the back there. Really standard re-veg species, really great. Really good on creek lines, especially for bank stabilization and habitat as well. These are some Corias and some Phaecinias, which I'm going to be potting into larger pots. And as we come over here, we've got some more Xerochrysum in these larger pots here. These 140 mils. These are the other cryptocarias that I mentioned a minute ago. So these ones are out in full sun. You can see there. So, they're all doing really well as well, but they have suffered a little bit of sun damage. So, but they are a little bit taller overall, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. I probably should check that. A little bit of snowwood that I tubed up a while ago. So you can see they're about the same size as the ones that are in the pots, but they've been in those tubes for about a month. So they don't really, once they come up, they take a little while to sort of settle in once they've been tubed up, but I would expect in a few weeks they'll really take off with their new growth, especially as we start to warm up a little bit here. Then over here, this is some native raspberry Rubus parviflorus. These are some cuttings I took. I wasn't sure how well they'd go. These are the ones that survived and I potted up. I got an okay success rate. There is one more that isn't in this shot. Over the back here, we've got some what's the name of it is escaping me. One of the corkwoods. Probably check my tag. Oh, that's handy. I didn't actually write on it. But yeah, they're one of the corkwoods. They're a cool little plant. I just picked up a couple of seeds and was just looking at how they went. Yeah, I got out of 8 seeds, I got 2 plants, so I think that was okay. Like I said, I wasn't sure how they go. Then here in these small things, we've got some, we've got all sorts of ground covers and low growing things and herbs. So some more gold everlastings, Xerochrysums over the back there. Then we've got some Viola Hederaceae, violet. We've got some Dichondra repens, kidneyweed. These taller things, which aren't probably not going to focus very well there, Wayland Persia gracilis, which I just grow off seed. They come up all the time around my place because I've got some in pots, but they're great for smaller pollinators. And then we've got some Lobelia purpurescents down here, which is that little white flower, really great little ground cover in a mixed planting situation. Again, there's smaller flowers for different pollinators. I've got some Hardenbergia, Violaceae, some more Viola Hederaceae. There we've got some Westringas, just some standard Westringa fruticosus, and I've also got that's a Plectranthus parviflorus, got a couple of them. And then as we move across the main tube stock, we've got Phaecinia, Dianella, Cerulean, we've got some more Lemandras, we've got some Westringas, which are really not doing well. I'm starting to think that I might just pick the best ones and get rid of the rest because they're not growing very well. The Corias, which have sort of started to take off a bit more now. There's a little bit of Myroporum bonanense over the back there too. Some larger Tetragonioides, Carpobrotus, more Phaecinia. These little grasses here are bamboo grass, stout bamboo grass, Ostrastepa amicissima. A few little Eucalyptus robustas here. That was the last decent plants I had. Got one Arthropodium milliformis that survived out of the 4 that I tubed up. A little bit of Pelargonium mistral, which is an Abderanium. Then as we move over here, these are the Acacia Maydeniis that are in the greenhouse. So these are the 142 that I have tubed up so far. Yeah, these are starting to look really good. They were really struggling when I first did it. But yeah, they're starting to develop their phyllodes, which is modified leaf. So those little things, the little leaves, they're the actual leaves. I think they're leaflets actually. But yeah, they're the actual leaves. And then these phyllodes or these things here, which look like they're leaves when they're bigger, are actually modified phyllodes, and that's what makes these quite interesting. Is they look like they have a really big leaf, but they actually, when they're mature, all their foliage is these phyllodes, which is kind of cool. So they look like they've got big leaves, but they actually don't have a true leaf when they're large. So yeah, that's it for the nursery. I've got no vegetables and herbs going in the nursery at the moment. Just a lot of native plants. I need to clear out some stuff. Some of my stuff's just really struggling, not doing so well, so I need to make some hard decisions, get rid of some plants, make room for some other plants that are going to do well. That's a hard thing with running a small scale nursery, is sometimes you just got to, you spend all this time growing a plant, and sometimes you just got to get rid of it because it's just not working, and move on to the next thing. I just spotted one of my lizard friends down there, so they're normally basking on the plants, but he's basking on the concrete today. Alright, that's it for this one, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.